Tokyo, Japan, my favorite city in the entire world. I am just over the moon that I'm going to be doing a live stream here for the very first time for you guys. Thank you everybody for coming out. As always, please let me know right off the bat if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay. So far the stream seems to be showing up pretty good. I want to say a big thank you to Harriet, Jim, and Yuki for the lovely super chat. Hello, Alina. Greetings from Harriet, Jim, and Yuki. Received your postcard from Japan yesterday. Thank you so much. I am very happy to hear that. My friend Lane actually just messaged me saying that she just got hers, so Japan mail system is definitely very good. That's like less than 2 weeks ago that I sent it, so fantastic. Also want to say a big thank you to Jim Ross, who sent me a very kind PayPal before the live stream started. So thank you so much, Jim. Hope you're doing great and hope that you will be in Japan experiencing this magic very, very soon. All right, I'm happy to hear that you guys can see me okay, that you can hear me okay. Donna Lynn, thank you so much. Thank you for coming out. Glad you got the postcards. We got Augusto from Brazil, David, Irvin, Miguel from Guatemala, Shannon from New York. Thank you for coming out. Yes, you definitely need to come to Tokyo sometime. Fabulous. Okay guys, so I just got to Tokyo literally 3 days ago. I can't remember, but I just got here, and the first morning after getting here, I came down to an area that is very famous for viewing the beautiful cherry blossoms that we have here in Japan this time of year. It's actually called hanami, flower viewing, just watching the magic of the cherry blossoms, the sakura. But what is happening right now, since Tokyo was the first one of the first cities in Japan to start the season, is that the hanami is, well, the sakura is already fading from the trees. Maybe you guys can even see like the lovely little leaves just like floating across this screen. It's sad because obviously that means it's going away, but it's also super magical because it feels like you're in a cherry blossom snowstorm. And personally, I prefer that kind of snowstorm instead of the Canadian kind. So I wanted to do a live stream here while there were still leaves on, or petals on the trees, just because they can disappear very quickly. Luckily, we still were able to catch it. So guys, get ready for the most amazing view here as I flip the camera. Like, wow. This isn't even the main view. I kind of picked a side street to stand on to start the live stream with. I'm gonna go up to a platform to give you guys an even more phenomenal view in just a second. But it is like something out of a fairy tale. Like, how magical is this? It's so special to be here for cherry blossom season. But having done it now twice, being in Japan during cherry blossom season, it's so hard to know where to go, you know, because while it is nice to be in popular places like Kyoto and Tokyo, and there's lots of great viewing spots, it gets insanely busy, right? So in a way, I would kind of recommend doing your research and maybe planning to go somewhere that's not as well known but still has lots of sakura trees, so hopefully it's not as chaotic, because right now it's about 10 a.m. meaning it's quite early, so it's not too bad of crowds, but like give it 2-3 hours, like all of this will be packed. So beautiful, but it gets pretty crazy. Just a second here, guys. Dun dun dun. Look at this. Oh my gosh. How stunning is this, right? So this is the Meguro River. It goes on for a very long time in both directions. The petals are like literally just like covering the river right now. It's so cool. So beautiful. I don't even know how many trees they must have here for this path because like I said, it goes on for a very long time. We're going to be walking in that direction for probably at least a kilometer, but you can also go this way, and there's an even higher up platform up there where you can get a really good view. I considered actually starting the live stream over there, but you have to cross a lot of intersections, which kind of makes things complicated, and you have to go to the very end of the street. So I just figured let's start with this part where it's more of an uninterrupted sort of walk. But yeah, you could just walk for like 3-4 kilometers in these beautiful Sakura trees. So absolutely stunning. Oh, my mom is here. Какая красота. Привет из Calgary. Спасибо, Mom. I hope to bring you to Japan to watch the cherry blossoms sometime. It's so lovely. Locus asked, what camera are you using right now? This is shot, well, it's live streaming, so it's live streaming from my iPhone 13 Pro, but you know, the connection because of YouTube unfortunately isn't that high. I'm going to be trying actually a new platform in a little while here, and hopefully we'll get you guys better quality. We're gonna see. Oh, and my dad's here. Gordy Magoo, thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing great. But yeah, guys, this is the start of our magical walk through the cherry blossoms. So I'm gonna flip the camera and we're gonna go back the way we started. Oh, hello to Costa. Thank you for coming out. Really appreciate you all joining me this fine morning, because I know it's actually, what is it? It's Friday night there right now, right? It's Saturday morning here, Friday night there, so much appreciated. Oh, we got some people from, we got Shane from the GTA. We got, I thought I saw somebody from BC here. Lots of Canadians here today. Oh, we got somebody from Hong Kong too. Very cool. Oh, my friend Ryan is here. Good morning, Ryan, or good evening. Where are we now? We are in Meguro area. Well, Naka Meguro. This is the Meguro River. Maybe if you guys just joined, you haven't seen the beautiful flower petals that are in the water and the gorgeous Sakura trees all around. Yeah, and we are going to go towards Daikanyama and then all the way to Shibuya. But what's tricky about today's walk is, like I said, I just got here to Tokyo, and on this first day that I got here, I came down to this area, fell in love, and was like, oh my god, I gotta do my live stream from here. But then I'm just like, well, where would I go after though? Because I can't say I've really walked around this area a lot. You know, I don't know this area super well. So I figured out a sort of, you know, live stream route. I walked it, yeah, 2 days ago, but that's the first time I've ever walked it. And I don't know, you know, like obviously once we get to Shibuya, I know that area, but in between Meguro and Shibuya, I don't know that area super well. I've been to Daikanyama a bit, but all of this is like new to me, so I'm gonna hope that I don't get lost, but yeah, first time doing this walk. Aw. Thank you so much, Jim Ross. Once again, thank you for the PayPal, and now thank you for the super chat here. Friday night for me, getting to view a walk and talk with Alina on Saturday in Tokyo, Japan. It is going to be perfection, as it always is. I remember being in Tokyo one of the first days of the Sakura season. Ueno Park was packed. Thank you so much, Jim. Yeah, Ueno Park is absolutely one of the most popular places to view the cherry blossoms. I think that's one of the places that has opened up for the very first time to allow picnics since the whole, you know, COVID situation, since that was not allowed all the past years. So Ueno Park is definitely packed once again. Hope you get to visit sometime soon, Jim. Hope you're doing great. Let me flip the camera here. Yeah, give you guys another view of this magic. Because yeah, it's very strange that this year in Tokyo, Sakura season started on March 15th or 16th, I believe it was. Extremely early. Usually Tokyo starts like around this time, honestly. It starts maybe the last days of March, maybe like the 26th, 27th. That's what it is on average. But it started a week and a half early, and it's probably going to finish within this next week. Like, as you can see, the petals are already falling off of the trees, and it just takes a really strong, you know, wind or rain or something like that to really make a dent in having the petals come off of the tree. So hopefully the weather stays good this week and we get to have this magic last a little bit longer. And what's cool about the Meguro River, I saw this the last time I was here, maybe they'll come by later, but there was people that were actually like canoeing and kayaking down here, which would be so cool. That would be such an amazing experience around the cherry blossoms. So very cool. All right, we are gonna keep going here, walking underneath the cherry blossom trees. So special. My mom asks, what is the age of those cherry trees, do you think? Oh gosh, I would not be good at answering that kind of question. Well, probably quite old. I mean, trees take a really long time to grow, right? And these ones are quite extensive. So, I mean, I'd say probably at least a few hundred years, I would think. But hard to say. There's like, you know, parts of Tokyo that are the places to go for Sakura viewing and stuff, and Nakameguro has been one of the most popular places. And for whatever reason, though, I have seen pictures of this place, and I don't know, I think I've briefly walked through here when it wasn't cherry blossom season, but the last time that I was in Tokyo for cherry blossom season, I never went down here. Very strange, because it's such a beautiful path to walk down. So I'm glad that I was able to do it this year. James says all the Japanese are so stylish. Yes, they are. Actually, comment on that. Yeah, so I guess almost anywhere probably is more formal than Canada and US. Like, we are the type of people that will even wear our pajamas in public. So I look like an absolute mess when I like run down to the corner store here or anything like that. The conveni workers have seen me in like such a state. And it doesn't really bother me, you know, I'm not that self-conscious, and it is what it is. But I was watching an interview about Japanese women and how there's, I guess, kind of, you know, insecurity for them without makeup. And this one girl was saying how she's like, I couldn't imagine like going to the corner store without makeup. Like, I would feel so ashamed. I was like, that doesn't sound healthy. That doesn't, you know, I don't know. To me, that's kind of odd, but it's true that people like dress up so well, even if they're doing something really, really casual. And as a Canadian, you know, obviously can't relate. We wear like sportswear to formal events. We wear pajamas out in public sometimes. We wear just like very, very casual things in comparison to the Japanese and Europeans and a lot of other nations. So just a cultural difference. Let me flip the screen. No, I don't think there is a Walmart in Japan, Shane, but there are IKEAs now. I was in Harajuku just the other day and was shocked to see an IKEA in like literally the busy streets. Usually they put IKEAs kind of on the outskirts of town because they need such a large area, but they actually built up. The IKEA was like multiple floors high instead of really like wide. So yeah, they got IKEA here, but I haven't seen a Walmart. Look how beautiful it is. Got a really beautiful day as well, really nice weather. Oh, thank you very much to Bud Anderson. Thank you for the super chat. Hope you're doing great. Having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Thomas asks, does it smell nice with all the blossoms? You know, Sakura to me doesn't really have a strong smell. Like there's a little bit of sweetness, I would say, if you're really like in the midst of them. It's, you know, maybe about like a little sweeter sort of smell, but I wouldn't say it's a strong smell to me anyway. So I would actually say no. Oh, lovely. Ryan asks, do they actually produce cherries? Is this a dumb question? Well, no, actually. Yeah, I think they do, but it's not like the kind of cherries that we're used to, you know, seeing in Canada, I don't think. Like the big, like, fat ones or whatever. I think these are like the smaller kind, like the little tart ones, I think. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these are like the really small, like tart cherries. But I think they would, right? Cherry blossoms, cherry trees, but just a different kind of cherries. Maybe a local can let us know in the comments. Shannon says, a Daiso just opened in NYC. We officially have everything. It's my new favorite place. Oh my God, that's amazing. I wish we had them in Canada. They are so good. And what's actually really impressive is that, you know how most dollar stores around the world, that's what it is, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know what Daiso is, it's the Japanese dollar store. You know, most dollar stores are not, you know, everything's $1 anymore. Usually most of them, you know, they'll actually have like $2, $3, $4. And sure, in the Daiso in Japan, they have some more expensive items as well. But most things are still 100 yen. I went there just the other day and I, you know, couldn't see the prices on a whole bunch of things that I was buying. So I was like, well, you know, it's not going to be that much. Maybe it'll be like $2 or $3, but it is weird that it didn't have the price, right? And I go to the register and everything that I bought, other than the one thing that did have a price tag saying that it was, you know, a few dollars more, everything else was $1. I was floored, shocked that they could still sell those things for that price and make a profit. So Daiso is very, very impressive. I'm just gonna, whoa, one sec here, guys. I'm trying not to run into people here. A little bit tricky as I live stream because, yeah, it's going to get busier and busier as the day goes on. One sec. Just reading your comments, guys. While I do, let me give you a beautiful view. Oh, Jim says, no, the Japanese cherry trees for Sakura are not fruit producing variety. Oh, okay, well, see, thank you, Jim. I thought they did have the little tart ones, but I guess not. Ooh, Wisdom of Life says 2,200 trees, 60 years old. Are you talking about this area? If so, that's impressive that they're only 60 years old and that big. To me, they look like very big trees, but I guess maybe they grow quite fast. Oh, want to say a big thank you to Emerson for the super chat. Is that currency from Brazil? An R? Is that Brazilian? Either way, thank you very much, Emerson. Hope you are doing well. Kei Ito says your pronunciation of about is very Canadian. I guess it would be. I am Canadian. I'm gonna flip here. We are getting actually towards the end of the Sakura walk, guys. We're gonna be going into Daikanyama here soon, so take in the beauty of the cherry blossom trees. Look how magical they are. Just gorgeous. And I believe if you kept going down a different way that we're not going to go down, there's also a Sakura museum. Don't quite know. Ooh, look at the shower of blossoms. I hope the camera's picking it up. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah, there's a Sakura museum. I'm not sure what it really goes over other than I guess what Sakura is and maybe some of the history of it here in Japan, but if you're interested in that, you can check it out. Oh, Ryan says I missed a super chat. Who did I miss? I saw one from Emerson, and then I see one now from Bud. Is there somebody else that I missed? Please let me know the name, because I don't see anything else coming up. But yeah, guys, please always let me know if for some reason I missed a super chat. So thank you to Ryan. We are going to go down here. So magical. From Jim? No, I don't think I missed the super chat from Jim. I already thanked Jim and I sent him a message. Unless, Jim, did you send another one that I didn't see? Let me know. I think I replied to all of those. Steven says, hello, Alina from Michigan, USA. Thanks for the tour of the cherry blossom. Soon we will have that here. Oh, lovely. I didn't know that in Michigan they had cherry blossom trees. That's awesome. Oh, Bud's from Phoenix, Arizona. That must be nice and toasty right now. Lovely. Thank you once again, Bud. Willie asks, hey Alina, have you ever been to an onsen? I would hope to go to Japan in the next year and would love to go to one in the mountains and relax. Yes, onsens in Japan are magical places. For anybody who hasn't heard of them, it is like thermal pools, thermal springs. Some are actually natural for the area that they're in. Some are more man-made kind of ones. But what's especially interesting and different about onsens in Japan is that usually they are segregated male and female, and you go naked. You're naked. And it's not a big deal. I mean, unless you are just, I don't know, really uncomfortable with that. But one thing that I will now have to be aware of, though, when I go to the onsen that I did not have to be aware of before when I went, is that I have, one second, I have a tattoo now. I did not the last time I was here. And if you haven't heard that here in Japan, they, I wouldn't say like look down upon them now, you know, as much, but for a long time, it was super taboo to have any kind of tattoo because it was only the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia, that got tattoos. So basically, if you had a tattoo, it was, you know, assumed that you were part of the Yakuza or some kind of criminal organization. Obviously, as a foreigner, you know, they don't make those kinds of assumptions, but it is actually a thing that in onsens and in gyms and in pools, yeah, let me not forget pools, you can't go to some of those places and have visible tattoos. I kid you not, like they will come up to you and say, I'm sorry, like we cannot have you in here. So if you only have like a little tattoo, what I would recommend you do is you put a bandage over it, like, you know, like you cut it like a waterproof bandage or something like that. As long as they don't see it, it's not a problem. But if you have a whole sleeve, right, like tattoos everywhere, you're gonna have some problems in Japan. Like there's gonna be some places that you can't go to. Bit of an odd rule that I think, yeah, some people don't anticipate when coming here. And onsens are the most common place where it's an issue, where, yeah, if you have a lot of tattoos, there's only gonna be maybe, like, well, basically there's going to be the onsens that the Yakuza go to that are available to you, or that are super directed at, like, you know, foreigners. They're not going to be the traditional Japanese onsens. So one thing to keep in mind, like even, yeah, going to the gym, I had a friend who was saying, who has like an arm sleeve tattoo. He went to a gym and just forgot, like usually he, you know, would always cover up when he went to the gym. He would wear like a long sleeve workout top, but he forgot one day. And he goes to his gym where he has a membership, and like, well, people especially working there just like gasp. And then he realizes, oh my God, I forgot to put a shirt on. And like, they're like, I'm sorry, like we can't have you, you know, working out here. So he's like, you know, I'm so sorry, like, let me just go cover up. And they're like, no, like now that we saw it, we can't have you back here. I'm like, to me, that's so weird. To me, that's so weird, but you know, it's not my culture. It's not my place to make the rules here. That's just how it is. So just be aware that here in Japan, tattoos are still a little bit taboo in certain places. Like obviously, if you're just walking down the street, nobody's gonna say anything to you or anything like that. But there are just certain places where they're not allowed. So I will have to cover up my one little tattoo, and luckily it is small. I could just put, yeah, a bandage over it or something and it'll be fine, but very weird. Thank you to Harriet, Jim, and Yuki for the super chat. Alina, any future plans to visit other parts of Japan? Well, that's actually kind of what I've been, you know, doing for this past month. Is I think, how many places did I go to? Like 7 or 8 different cities or places, attractions. So I'm a little bit honestly burned out from moving from place to place in this past month. So I will be staying mainly in Tokyo for the next month and a half, but I do have some day trips and kind of, you know, weekend trips planned that are in the area. But I have so much editing to do. Like I think 7 or 8 videos behind on editing. So you guys haven't, you know, even seen all the places that I've been to so far. So that's what I'm going to be working on in the next few weeks. But yeah, you're going to get a whole tour of different places of Japan coming soon. But thank you guys so much for the super chat as always. Let's see here. Okay, good to know, Jim, that yeah, it was just the one and I did see it. Ukraine dude says, hi Alina, do you know any phrases in Japanese? Do people understand it? I mean, I more know like specific words and can kind of put together certain things when people are talking to me, but like, you know, a basic sentence would be like, konnichiwa, watashi wa Alina desu, Kanadajin desu, you know, my name is Alina, I'm from Canada, you know, that basic kind of stuff. But I'm still really struggling with forming sentences because the sentence structure here is so, you know, different compared to the English language. But I know a lot of words. I know a lot of words for things, which honestly is helpful when you're going to like a restaurant to say like, you know, yasai with vegetables or something, or, you know, niku, like meat or something, tamago, all of that kind of stuff. So that I know, but the sentence structure I still struggle with. So I am actually doing Rosetta Stone right now because I am working with them again. So I've been working on my Japanese in that regard, and hopefully on this trip my sentence structure will get better. That would be a goal of mine. Second here, friends. Oh, is that it? Oh, I think that... Okay. Yeah, okay. Never mind, guys. One sec. Just gonna give you one last view here of the cherry blossoms before we turn into a different area. Thank you to Kioxia, who said, "Hi, Detective Nancy," my old Japanese TV show character. Shannon says, "Well, I guess it's the mafia swimming pool for me. I have 5." Yeah. You can just wear a lot of bandages. I mean, obviously, I don't know how big of tattoos you have, but, you know, even though they know what's under the bandages, as long as you cover them, it's fine. But yeah, it's a bit of an odd thing here in Japan. That is a backhanded comment, Ryan. One day your Japanese may be as good as your Greek. My Greek is non-existent. How dare you? My Japanese is absolutely better than my Greek. Okay, I'm gonna flip. Bud asks, I was in Yokosuka in 1969. I would like to come back, but I understand some of the medications I take are forbidden. Have you ever heard of this? That's not something I have a lot of knowledge about, to be honest. I know that, yeah, in Japan, they might be a little bit more particular with any kinds of, you know, substances, whether they're medicinal or not. So you'd really have to maybe write an email to the consulate or something like that and just ask. And then if it is something, you know, for your health that you need, maybe just get a doctor's note. I would think Japan's fairly reasonable about anything that's like medically prescribed, but once again, I don't really have enough knowledge on that sort of subject, so it might be best to just reach out to your local Japanese consulate and ask them. Maybe they would know. All right, so here begins the part of the walk that I have only walked once. So I'm gonna have to be watching to make sure I don't miss my turn. But fun thing that I just noticed, I think they do have a few different locations, but can you guys see? I'm gonna try and zoom in. You see that? L'École Vantan. So school, Vantan School. And I used to go there all the time when I was living here in Tokyo when I was 20 as a freelancer, because it's a fashion and kind of beauty school, and they were always looking like for models, and they would actually, you know, pay us. The students would actually like pay us to be their models for their different photo shoots and shows and stuff. And yeah, I got to work exclusively with this one fashion designer there, but you know, she was probably around my same age too, you know, just up and coming out of high school, and she was like the sweetest girl ever, and I loved like the jobs I had with her. And I remember like for her graduation show, she got me like a gift basket of like all these treats and all these nice things, saying like, you know, thank you so much, you know, for being my model and stuff like that. Just like the nicest person. So I have such good memories of that fashion school, and it was just, you know, kind of this random job that I don't even remember how I found it, because it wasn't through any agency. I think I actually found it myself on what was that website called? I think it was like called Gaijin Pot, like foreigner pot, I guess. And yeah, sometimes they would post job opportunities on there for foreigners, and yeah, that was on there. So that's how I got started working at this fashion school as a freelance model. So random little story to share with you guys. Robert says, hi Alina, thanks for the tip for travel insurance to Southeast Asia for 55-year-old travelers, much appreciated. My pleasure, Robert. Hope you have a wonderful trip. here. All right, I'm gonna flip here. I'm gonna car servicing place. I really wish that in Tokyo and just even the rest of Japan, they would get some bike lanes. As much as, of course, the people biking here are overall very safe and careful, but I still don't like that they could run me over if I accidentally step into their way at the wrong second. I wish Japan had bike lanes. Their sidewalks are great, but I don't love that there's bikes everywhere. Oh, while we're walking here, let me share another thing, because Japan's amazing. Japan is so great. Overall, I have nothing but positive things to say about it, but one negative that I just don't understand and that doesn't make sense considering it is such a clean place. There's next to no trash cans. Why is there next to no trash cans in Japan? And you end up carrying your damn garbage everywhere. The one thing that you'll be able to find is the recycling boxes for bottles and cans, because they have all the vending machines for the drinks. But to just throw out a wrapper or throw out your coffee cup, no. You gotta freaking search. Even some convenies now I've gone into and they didn't have a proper trash thing, and I was like, what the hell is this? Oh, one sec, guys. Got across the street here. I love when they have a crosswalk where you can just go in whatever direction, because I gotta get over here. And yes, for those wondering, we are going to get to the magical Shibuya scramble crosswalk. That is actually going to be the end of today's tour. I'm going to do a whole proper live stream or video on Shibuya another time where we extensively explored, because it is a very large area. But today I don't think we should do too much, because it's going to be insanely crowded. It's a Saturday, it's the end of cherry blossom season, and I think the kids are still on summer vacation. So this is actually one of the most busy times to visit anywhere in Japan right now, but especially the hot spots like Tokyo. Aw. Doug Yadden, you're on a streak, I think. You've been to so many live streams that I've been doing lately. Thank you so much for coming out. Hi, Alina. Did I tell you my older daughter's name is Alina? Oh, I did not know that. Anyway, hope you continue to have a great time in Japan. Thank you so much, Doug. That is so kind of you, and great choice of name. The best possible choice, I would say. Hope you're doing great. Jim says, I can relate a lot to the words in... Let me read this as I stop, catch my breath. I've been going up, so I'm a little bit lost for air. I can relate to a lot of words in Nihongo, but thinking in sentence structure is hard. Some is backwards, but some isn't. Japan, they also have their traditional structure, but also Japanese foreign phrases. Yeah, that's true. That's when things change, of when you're speaking, by the book. As you could say, speaking English by the book sounds a certain way and has certain rules, but then slang and the more casual styles, it's like a free-for-all. So to truly speak like a Japanese local, I think would take a very long time, as it does in most languages, right? But just depends how much you enjoy it and if you're actually going to utilize it. And even though Japan is only really primarily spoken in Japan, there's not many other countries where you're going to be able to use the language unless you have Japanese friends. But I would say that it's still an incredibly useful language to learn if you're going to be spending a lot of time in Japan, because not a lot of people here speak English. So it's a very useful language if you see yourself spending a lot of time in Japan, because it is not as tourist friendly as most countries in Southeast Asia. Doug says the baby name book said Alina means bright and beautiful, and both of you are. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. That's actually a very Very lovely way to describe the name. And if you watch anime, yes, that's true, Ryan. Let me flip the camera. Oh my god, look, oh, it's so precious. It's so precious. Look at that child. That dog is honestly probably like being treated better than sadly most children are probably in the world, which is very sad. Yeah. I would like to reincarnate as that dog, please. So guys, we are in Daikanyama, which is a super cool area. But like I said, this is actually an area that I haven't spent a lot of time in Japan. So I have been here before, but not extensively. I'm just gonna be a rebel and cross when it's red. It's innocent. Yeah, so I've been to Daikanyama a couple of times, but not extensively. So this, speaking of pets, oh, they just got a kitty in here right now. Where's everybody else? So peas first, right? Or no, this is veterinary. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so this is peas first, I think, which means pets first. I'm pretty sure this is not a veterinary clinic, but a place where you can actually like buy a pet. That is, you know, a common way to get pets in Japan, because I don't think they really have shelters here, just because there are so few you know, strays here in Japan. Like, that's not a common thing to like see cats or dogs like running on the street. I would think all of them, you know, have a home, and it's actually not allowed for them to just be out doing their own thing on the streets of Tokyo. So most people that buy a pet, you actually have to do it through a pet shop, and that's probably like the most famous one, Peace First. And they have such cute dogs, like, and cats. They are so cute. Usually they are just like really small, which I, you know, question the ethical portion of that. But what's even more crazy is the price of them. Like, to buy a little puppy starts at more or less $1,000 here. Like, it is extremely expensive to have pets here in Japan. Not only to buy them, but I think all the vet bills and all that kind of stuff here, incredibly expensive. I'm just gonna give you another view here of Daikanyama. There's another Peace First, another pet shop. So yeah. Oh no, I missed my light. As you guys could probably assume, in Japan, they usually do not jaywalk. There could be no traffic coming and you will still have people just like standing at the crossing waiting for the light to change. So yeah. I'm not that polite, but you know, if there's other people around, usually I'll wait with them. But if there's nobody around, I ain't just gonna stand there by myself with no cars coming. I'm gonna cross the damn street. Alina's voice raises 3 octaves when she sees cute animals, eludes happiness vibes. That I do. They are so sweet. Oh my god, look at that rebel. Look at that rebel. Wow, and older too. Jeez. Living life on the edge there. Running across the red light. Can't say I see that happening a lot. Oh, and he really had to use the payphone? What? I'm talking about this guy. If you guys are wondering who I'm talking about, the guy like jaywalked, and he's older, which is very rare. And he's gonna use a payphone. That is just not very, I don't even know what that's going on. Who needs to use a payphone nowadays? Interesting. Daikanyama is also one of the more expensive areas to live in Tokyo. I was reading an article about, yeah, some more like affluent areas of Tokyo, and Daikanyama was on there. The district that I actually live in, Hiro, is on there. I feel very lucky that I got the place I did. I'm staying at a guest house right now. Trying to flip the camera here. What the? Okay, I was just gonna say, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen the place that I'm staying at, but I'll also be doing a YouTube video about it. But I rented from the same company that I rented from twice or 3 times before. I'll give you guys the details, when I put out the video, but they're like a local company that usually caters to foreigners. It is primarily foreigners that rent from them for short-term furnished apartments and guest houses. Incredible prices considering what you're getting in the areas that they have available. Like I said, Hiro is one of the most affluent central areas of Tokyo, and you're living in this large house with, I think we have 6 or 7 rooms, and you share the kitchen, 2 washrooms. You get your own room, which sure isn't huge, but it's also not tiny. And I'm paying about 900 Canadian a month with all the fees and everything included. Sorry, I'm gonna go up one more block. I'm paying $750 US, 800 US per month for my own room in this guest house, and that is extremely reasonable, way less than what you would pay for, let's say, a room in somebody's home on Airbnb. And if you were doing your own apartment on Airbnb, it'd be minimum $2,000 or $3,000. You can get your own apartment from this company for around 1,000, starting at 1,000, maybe $1,500 for a really nice place. But the catch is that you have to stay at least a month for the guest houses and at least 2 months for the apartments, which even 2 months would be kind of not long enough, because you have to open up your own utilities accounts, and those are a bit of a bother in Japan. So I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you were actually staying here for a longer period of time. But I love this company. They have saved me so much money, and I love my place, so I'm very grateful to be in the place that I am. Oh, one sec, guys. I think I missed, super chat from Harriet, Jim, and Yuki. Thank you guys so much. Yuki is a Japanese name that means snow and happiness. Oh my gosh, well that's perfect for her. Great name choice. Thank you guys so much. Sorry guys, if I'm a little bit distracted, it's because I'm trying not to walk into people and read your comments at the same time. It's just the streets are so narrow, I'm just gonna step to the side here for a sec. Willie, thank you so much for the super chat. That is very kind of you. Thank you. You guys are so kind. You guys are shocked about the payphone. What century did you step into exactly? I'm like, why is this man hurrying, and why does he need to use a payphone? Why can't he use his cell phone? Does he not want to be tracked? Suspicious. Okay, so I'm fairly certain this is my corner that I turn on. I remembered there was the candy hair shop on the corner. I'm like, okay, you turn at the candy hair shop, and then we go, I think we go basically straight until we hit almost a dead end, but we're already in Shibuya by then. And then we go to the left, and then I'm at the back of Shibuya station, and then we'll make our way to Shibuya crossing. So overall, I am remembering how this walk went. This is a really cool cafe. Very unique building. Got lots of cool art in there. You can sit outside. Tokyo in general, in my opinion, has one of the best food and cafe scenes in the world. It is just unmatched for the creativity, for the variety, for just the beautiful ambience that a lot of the places have. And they're just so unique, To me, Tokyo is such a perfect city for so many reasons, and I'm gonna have so many videos showing you guys you know, why I love this city so much, and hopefully showing you areas beyond just the regular places that tourists go, like Shibuya, Harajuku, Shinjuku, Ginza. Like, all of those places are great, and you can really dig deeper into them to, you know, find unique places within those within those areas as well. But I'm going to take you to some areas that aren't visited quite as much, and that I'm a really big fan of as well. So hopefully that when you come to Japan, you will feel much more prepared and excited to not have to, you know, take a tour, but realize that you can go to a lot of these places quite easily on your own and really take your time. Because it's always with most tours that, you know, you're on somebody else's schedule and they take you to the most basic places. I think in general, Japan's actually a great country for solo travelers or people just doing their own thing on their own schedule, just because it is so safe, and that even though the English isn't really strong here, they still somehow make it fairly easy to get around and understand how everything works. Like, that's actually the surprising thing, is that even with the language barrier, you can still kind of figure out how things work, which is quite impressive. My mom says, в советское время были такие платные телефоны, будки везде города CCCP. My mom says that in the Soviet Union they had those kinds of payphones, yes. Well, I mean, I assume most places had payphones, right? It's like before cell phones, how else would people have gotten in touch with everybody else? So, yeah. I mean, that's the payphones here in Japan is what I used on my first 2 trips to Japan. Like, I came when I was 15 and then I came when I was 17. And when I was 17, I remember they did give me a cell phone for half of my trip. Yeah, for half of my trip. On my second month, they're like, oh, a cell phone just became available. Do you want it? And I said yes, but all I could do with it was just make calls to the agency. I couldn't, you know, use Google Maps or all that kind of stuff. It wasn't that kind of a phone. But yeah, for 2 trips, I just used the payphones that they have here to like call the agency to ask where I need to be when. So even back in my day, we used the payphones. But for this new generation, no. I think we're basically past that. Jim says Japan's food is unreal. There must be mediocre or bad restaurants or street stalls, but I have never found one. Agreed. Yeah, I've had very few bad meals in Japan. Just in general, like, their food quality is so high, so much attention is usually put into everything that you'd be hard pressed to find like bad food. Maybe just some weird stuff that maybe wouldn't appeal to some people, but you can get really basic like Western food here as well. It's not really a problem. ED asks, how do you have unlimited internet in all those countries? Well, technically it's not always unlimited. Here in Japan, I have an unlimited plan, but this is actually my new SIM card because my old SIM card, which is supposed to be like expiring in about 5 days, they blocked me from fast internet for 2 days. And so since I knew I wanted to do this live stream, I'm just like, yeah, they're probably going to turn on my fast internet soon, but there's no guarantee of that, so let me just get a new card. I will just throw away those 5 days, whatever. But yeah, here in Japan they have rules that if you use more than like 2 or 3 gigs a day, they like limit your internet. It's so annoying. So it's not actually unlimited, even though I'm paying for an unlimited price. But yeah, in some countries, where actually, let me think, where did I have truly unlimited internet? I think it was actually in the Philippines. I think in the Philippines I had an an unlimited plan, and you know, it was like $15-20. It was so nice, but you know, not everywhere is that generous, unfortunately. All right, green light, and we're going up. This was not here when I was here last. They're doing some kind of road construction. What's great about Japan road work, actually, and my dad noticed this when he was in Japan, he visited me when I was 17, is they work extremely fast. Like they will, you know, start on a site and usually by the end of the day it's all done. Like they just have, you know, so many people working on one site, just get the job done and then they're done. In Canada, like my God, they'll spend a whole week just setting up the damn pylons. And then the next week, okay, they'll go do this. They just seem to stretch it on and on and on and on. Takes forever to get road work done, it seems, in Canada, but here they're like extremely efficient with it. Because one thing about Japan actually is that certain things are extremely efficient. You know, they do it so much better than the rest of the world. But there are other things where I swear to God, there is just so much incompetence, you know, I guess as with anywhere. But it's so strange because, yeah, some things, you know, they do so well in Japan. And then even in my line of work with like acting and modeling, I swear to God, to do some of the most like simple things, it would take forever. Because I think they're just so perfectionist about it that, you know, they feel like, oh, the longer we do this, we're guaranteed to get a better, you know, result. Whereas like sometimes no, like sometimes if you just like get in, get the right team, you can shoot it quickly and be done. But with them, they feel like, oh, if we haven't worked 8 to 10 hours, we need to like keep shooting. We need to like put in even more time. And that kind of stuff would drive me wild when I was working here. But, you know, it is what it is. You have to kind of go with what the general population here believes in doing. And, you know, they're the ones hiring me. But yeah, it's very strange. Some things are so easy and so much better done in here in Japan compared to other countries, but not everything. Not everything. All right, we are coming up to, well, Shibuya area. Shibuya is one of the biggest and busiest districts of Tokyo. So it's likely going to get quite chaotic very, very soon. Actually, if you guys have any questions about Japan, put them in the comments, because whether I answer them now or maybe I will actually use them as good topics for future videos. Because there are, you know, things that are extremely different here in Japan, like the whole tattoo thing, for example, than in most other countries. I feel like Japan, for being a very modern, affluent, you know, well-educated sort of country, and why I like it is it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of weird. It's very different, you know, than most other places that I have been to, you know. So that's why I really like visiting here, because you get the modern, amazing 10 years ahead of us sort of technology, while at the same time just having a very unique culture that is a blend of like conservative traditions and super weird pop culture is what I will say. Like, there are some weird things in their pop culture, at least to us like North Americans. And all you need to do to prove that point is to watch Japanese television. Watch my former TV show and you will see why it is just so odd. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much to Rahul Thank you so much for the lovely super chat, super sticker. So cute. Hope you are doing well, and thank you so much for coming out as always. Check out this beautiful pink walkway with the lanterns here. Guess all for Sakura season. But yeah, thank you so much, Rahul. Hope you are doing great. Oh, what the hell? Sorry guys, can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? It tried to connect me to a Wi-Fi network that I had used here before, and I thought it almost shut down my live stream. I was freaking out there for a second. Shit. 1 second. But yeah, look at this street. So cool. But actually guys, can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? I actually don't see comments coming in. Okay, we can see you all good. Okay, thank God. I was worried there for a second. Okay, so this is the back of Shibuya Station. If you know, you know. Shibuya Station, like Shinjuku Station, can be absolute chaos because there are so many train lines that go through here. They're almost always doing, you know, construction. They get a crazy influx of, well, you know, locals really, commuting, you know, from place to place. It is absolute madness. Like, to get to Shinjuku or Shibuya during peak hours, it's madness. You really need... I don't know if it's this spot or what it is. I'm gonna try and keep moving. I don't know why it's going in and out here. Hope that we're all right now. Okay, audio and video is fine. Let's hope it stays. Very weird because this is like, you know, such a central area. I would think my connection is should be better here, but you never know. All right, so we are up on this platform, which I greatly appreciate. Like, this is what all good cities should do, is they should all have these like overhead walkways, so you're not trying to walk through like 5 lanes of traffic. You can just like go up the stairs, and they also do have elevators, which is great, as you guys can see right there. And yeah, you can just like walk over top the traffic. Can you already see the screens? You see the screens there? We are getting up to the Shibuya crossing. So exciting. Oh, these kids are so cute. I don't even know how many train lines there are for sure in Shibuya Station, but they also have buses here. Like, this is a big bus terminal. And then there is the JR, which is a huge network of trains that, while it does have lines like the Yamanote line, one of the main lines within central Tokyo, it also really goes outside of the city as well. And then there is also the Shibuya metro station, which is like the underground trains, and they have a whole bunch of train lines for that as well. I honestly would estimate there's probably at least 50 different train lines that go within just Tokyo. And the stops, the amount of stops, in the thousands, like in the thousands. It's absolutely insane. Like the kind of public transit. What's going on, guys? I don't know what's going in and out. It's always, actually, the last time was near these stair things. I don't know why the stairs would do anything. Let's hope that once I leave the stairs, it's going to be fine. I don't know why it's going in and out. But yeah, I was just saying, there's no other city, in my opinion, especially with public transit, that even like comes close to Japan. Like, I have heard China is supposed to be very impressive as well with their public transit, but for me, I've never been to any other country that remotely comes close to Japan's public transit system, and not just in Tokyo, like in all the country. It's so impressive. Oh, there's some gaijins. Those are foreigners. And I think gaijin actually translates directly to alien or something like that. Aw. Thank you so much to Katsu. Thank you so much. Hi, welcome back to Tokyo. I can hear and see you clearly. Spring is the season of new encounters in Japan, so you'll often happen to see many adorable first graders here and there. Shibuya station is renovated. Thank you so much, Katsu. Oh no, I'm really walking into people. This isn't good, guys. I don't want to be that person. Let me find a place to kind of stop. Shit sakes. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Thank you so much, Katsu. Greatly appreciated. And yeah, all the like little school kids here with like their cute hats on are just adorable, first of all. But second of all, here's another like thing that happens in Japan that's totally normal that in no way would be allowed in like Canada or the US, like social services would be called. So grade school kids, as early as like 5 or 6 years old, you will often see getting around the city, walking to school by themselves. A huge city of millions, and you see like 6 and 7 year olds with backpacks literally as big as they are, navigating on their own. Can you imagine? It is on another level. Obviously, Japan is an extremely safe place on a whole. I think especially for kids too, you know, thankfully I don't think there's really the horrible crimes that unfortunately we seem to have in North America and Europe too against children, which is just sick. But here in Japan, I think it's actually extremely safe for kids. And from my understanding, they actually wear like the hats to kind of like say that, oh, you know, like if I'm lost or something, like, please, you know, help me, I'm on my own. And it almost becomes like a community sort of responsibility to help these kids, you know, if they need help. And I think that is just the sweetest thing, to not only give kids, you know, that kind of independence and responsibility at a young age, but to be able to be, you know, in a large city like this and still be able to be so safe. I think that is so amazing. I wish that could be a reality all over the world. So if you come to Japan and you see like literal children that look like, you know, they're like almost like little business suits, little school uniforms, they're so cute, and you think, oh my god, this child is lost, you know, like, well, how is nobody, you know, doing something? Like, no, it's totally normal. If they need help, I think, you know, they know how to ask for help. Like, they're just going to school, they're just doing their own thing. So that's another very, very unique thing about Japan, which is impressive. Thank you so much for the super chat to Silvio. Hi Alina, what a sunny day you've got, lucky you. Greetings from Brazil. Thank you so much, Silvio. Yeah, the weather today is like magical, and actually I'm kind of hot. I'm wearing like a sweater underneath this, but it's toasty today, so I think spring has officially come to Japan. It's lovely out. So thank you so much. Hope you are doing great in Brazil. Jim says, I wish Canada had 1/10 of the train system and metro system of Japan. Taiwan's is just about as good. Oh, interesting. I've never been to Taiwan. That would be an interesting place to go to. Shannon says it takes a village, probably why their society functions so well. They become smart so young. Yeah, absolutely. Like, of course you can go too far with it, but at the same time, it is super, you know, impressive that Japan and many Asian countries, they really tend to, you know, focus on the collective, you know, what's best for the collective instead of just individual needs. You know, we're very individual, extremely independent in North America, whereas that's just not the case here. You know, people are much more thoughtful towards others here in Japan. They're, you know, really mindful of their behavior on a whole, and, you know, I feel like we could learn from that. We could definitely learn from that. All right, guys, so I'm gonna flip the camera and we're gonna keep on going. because we are almost at the famous crossing. So exciting. I'll cross it a couple of different times with you guys just to give you a few different viewpoints, but it is especially, you know, fun to go there at night. So I don't know how I would do this. I would have to do an extremely late live stream to make the time work, but I would like to do a nighttime live stream from Shibuya or Shinjuku area because it is just so different at night. But that would mean I'd basically have to stream at like 11 p.m. for it to be like 9-10 a.m. in North America. But I think I will try and do it at some point. Let me know if you guys would like that, because it's just such a crazy place at night, as you can already see. So over here, first of all, we've got the famous Hachiko statue. If you've never seen the movie, make sure you bring a box of tissues. You will bawl your eyes out. And it is one of the most famous photo spots in Tokyo. Amazing. All right, so this is the main entrance of Shibuya Station, and yeah, see, as you can see, it is very busy. Today is the weekend, so this is quite normal. What's awesome actually with Shibuya Station is just underneath it, they have a crazy, amazing food department store that has absolutely everything. Is the entrance actually, oh Jesus, so many people. I think the entrance is just behind me. It's kind of hard to turn around right now, but yeah, Shibuya has everything. If you are looking for something, you will probably be able to find it within Shibuya. That's new, IKEA. Oh my God, IKEA has really moved into Japan. This is crazy. That was not there the last time I was here. Oh my gosh. Wow. How crazy is this, guys? One of the epicenters of Tokyo. And fun fact, I was, ever so slightly big in Japan when I was working here, that I once saw my commercial on the big screen here in Shibuya Crossing, and then I never saw it again. But they have like a whole bunch of different commercials that are like obviously playing all over. Thank you very much, Jim. I'd get up in the middle of the night for one of your live streams. Much appreciated. But yeah, I think I will have to do one. We'll see. I'll be doing a lot of live streams from Japan. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And it goes in all directions, right? So if I wanted to, I could go over there, there. It is nuts. But see, this is not bad. This is actually not that busy. You should see it, during rush hour. I think they do say that like 2,000 people cross the street at the same time. It is wild. That Starbucks is a great place to like people watch. No, Ryan, this is not Dundas Square. It's a little bit bigger. Oh my God. Jesus. Chaos. Absolute chaos. All right, well, I feel like we actually gotta go walk through some of these streets. Like I said, I'm gonna go do a proper tour of this area in a future live stream probably. But I'll give you guys a little tour now as well. Ali says orderly chaos. Yes, that's exactly what Japan is. Orderly chaos. Like a baby Times Square? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have been to Times Square. This Shibuya is way bigger. Way bigger. First of all, I like the crossing much better than the one in Times Square, but this area, you guys can see, like, it just keeps on going. It's a super big entertainment district, like lights, music, everything all over. And the further on this day will go, the crazier it's going to get in here. It is way crazier than Times Square in New York by a landslide, at least in my opinion. Well, yes, of course I've been to Yodobashi camera. I've lived in Japan for, well, yeah, Tokyo. No, I guess I shouldn't say Japan. I haven't been all over Japan, but I lived in Tokyo for almost 2 years total. Of course, I have been to Yodobashi camera. I have been to most of the main things there are to see and do in Tokyo, and I have been to quite a few of the places that even some locals, when I talk to them, have never heard of. Tokyo is like the one place that I can say that I have explored extremely extensively, because when I did live here, almost every day I would go on adventures to like some kind of new area or try something new. So this is one city that I do feel like I know pretty well. Oh my God, look at that ad for Crocs. Jesus. This is like advertising central. Since I just got here, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, which businesses are still around and which ones aren't. I mean, like the more local businesses, just because obviously COVID probably affected a lot of places. But from first impressions, you know, of where I've walked around so far, it seems extremely busy. Like, I don't see any really like vacant places that are looking for tenants. Everything is busy. And actually, speaking of the real estate company that I got my place from, thank God I booked my apartment when I did, like reserved it ahead of time as soon as I could, because now they only have one room left in all of their guest houses. I think usually they have 7 guest houses with like 5-6 rooms each, and they are all booked up right now except one place. Like, that is how busy it is with people coming to Japan, and I guess even renting longer term sort of rooms. I think tourism here is going to boom this year. It's going to be crazy because Japan has been closed, you know, for so long that everybody's excited to get back here and experience everything. So I think tourism is going to be crazy for the next couple of years here. Hello from Saskabush. Amazing. GK asks, do you feel the need to dress more upscale when you're in Japan via their social norms? Well, I was kind of talking about this earlier, but to quickly touch on it, yes, usually like today, you know, I got in a respectable outfit, I did my makeup, I brushed my hair, you know, I'm gonna do that. But when I'm just like running to the corner store, or if I do feel just super lazy some days, and no, I don't put in you know, that much effort some days. But yeah, sure, most days that I go out, I probably try and, you know, wear something nice, and obviously also much more conservative. Like in general, Japan, like many places in Asia, usually you're better to dress more on the conservative side to kind of fit in and not have people stare too much. So, you know, not going to show too much skin or anything like that. Not that it would be like wrong here or you'd get in trouble or anything like that, but just you fit in better if you dress more conservative in Japan, I would say. Well, look at that, Outback Steakhouse. A little bit of America right here in Shibuya. So we are gonna go down here. What do you guys think of Tokyo so far? For those of you who are maybe kind of seeing this area for the first time, what are your impressions? I remember when I came here, I was so overwhelmed. Thank you very much, Bud. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the support, and hope you have a wonderful weekend and sleep. Ooh. One thing actually that I want to mention, so look at that poster, right, of maybe a popular pop idol. I don't know who he is, but it's very interesting to me, the beauty standards, in every country, and especially in Asia. I find it's, especially for men, quite different, because I've see some Japanese guys that are like really attractive and what I would consider to be good looking, and I guess you could say they are more of the traditional, much more rugged, like manly, like bigger, like muscular kind of standards. Obviously that is more rare in Japan, because they do tend to be like, just shorter and, not as, muscular as maybe like the Western kind of guys. But here in Japan, these much more pretty boys is what I would call them, are considered to be the hot kind of guys, right? And even if you look at things like host clubs, if you know what that is, all of those guys, to me, would not at all be my type. I'm just being honest. They are not at all the type of guys that I would find attractive, which is why I find it interesting that it is the main beauty standard here of these like very, soft looking men, and like the very like unique styled hair, and very fashion conscious, like extremely like flamboyant fashion for men, which usually isn't that much of a thing in the West. So totally different beauty standards than the West for the men. Whereas for women, I wouldn't say that it's... Oh, really? Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. What's your name? Keiko, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. So sweet. Is that actually what somebody was saying in the comments? There was somebody that was trying to say hi to me? That's so sweet. Well, I don't think I've actually been stopped yet here in Japan of like somebody who watches my videos. That is so cool. So sweet. Love meeting you guys. Thank you for always coming up. Nathalie, thank you so much for the super chat. Hello, Alina. Japan is it's a country I don't know much about, but it's definitely on my list of places I want to visit in the future. I hope you have a great time there. Thank you so much, Nathalie. Absolutely. I think you would have so much fun here. It's such a different place, such a different culture, but you just feel so welcome, and it's like discovering another world. So I hope you check it out sometime. Thank you so much as always. Oh, one sec. Just gotta watch for cars here. Shannon says, I want to dress like a J-pop dude in the US. I'm a tomboy. Well, it's the same thing. Yeah. It's very different. Yeah. The way people dress here, like it's for most, I would say it's the nice, very conservative, very polished sort of look, because, a lot of the people, especially in the bigger cities, they're working for professional businesses. But then you see some people with some absolutely like wild fashion, like Harajuku specifically, right? They wear really unique stuff there. And of course, I'm going to do a whole Harajuku tour as well. But yeah, it's like Japan is just these like extremes and contrasts and opposites, but it all kind of works together. So just another reason of why I love this place so much, because it's unlike anywhere else. So you can definitely say that Japan is Japan, and it is very unique. And even though it is influenced, you know, by certain Western sort of things, it does them in its own very odd way. You know, it's not at all the copycat of like what you would get if you went to like Canada or America. They put their own spin on it, which I really like. All right. Got a little ramen shop there. That would be good. I actually don't know what I'm gonna have for lunch today. I'm gonna have lunch somewhere here in Shibuya, but I don't know what I should get. What do you guys recommend? What should Alina have for lunch? Oh my god, it's IKEA. I don't know why I'm so excited. I mean, I was actually just talking to Ryan about this earlier today because we've been to many IKEA adventures. Wait, do they have a super cool cafe in here? What? Okay, I don't think I can go in, but like, what? It looks like they have an actual cafe and some kind of like, I don't even know. They have things that we don't have in North America. Oh my god, I might have to do a whole video of like IKEA in Japan. That will have to be a thing. Because I don't know if you guys remember when I went to, is it Albania? I think it was Albania. I went to an IKEA in Albania or something, and they had wine. They had wine with your Swedish meatballs for like $2 or $3. We 100% don't have that in North America, so it's not fair. It's not fair. It's like McDonald's and, you know, even Tim Hortons, it's like better abroad than it is back home. That is not fair. Oh, Jim says I should have Swedish meatballs for lunch. I mean, I guess I could. I guess I could go to IKEA for lunch. Kenneth says cocoa curry. Yeah, katsu curry. That would be good. Takoyaki. Oh my god, no. Y'all know I'm not a fan of that. I don't know. I could actually go for some ramen, even though I'm like super hot right now. I saw all those people eating ramen and it kind of made me crave it, so maybe I will do that. Look at all these people. Okay guys, I think let's do one more Shibuya scramble and then we are gonna sign off on the live stream because that will be about an hour-and-a-half long live stream and I don't need them cutting off my data again. I need data for the rest of the day and tomorrow, so let's hope with this new SIM card things will go better. But yeah, I'm probably going to be live streaming every couple of weeks from different spots here in Tokyo because this is such a great city to live stream from. Like, as you can see, let me flip the camera. There's so much going on. There's so many interesting districts in the city that are perfect for a walk and talk. So expect that probably there's going to be at least 3 or 4 more live streams just from Tokyo. Like, there's going to be videos from Tokyo, but there's going to be live streams from Tokyo. So I hope you guys are excited because I am so excited. Oh my gosh, that is a really cute marriage outfit. Like, look at all the fashion, right? We could just stand here and take in all the different outfits people got on. I love it. It's gonna change here soon. Look at the crazy amount of people that are over there. Oh, sushi might be good, yeah. That's true, guys. Yakitori also. Onigiri, yes. Here we go, here we go. It's like ants. Madness. Organized, chaotic madness. I love it so much. Never gets old. Never gets old. And their advertising is always so crazy and fun. I also love that. Okay. Let me give you one more view here of the crossing. What the heck is going on? Okay. My internet's coming in and out, guys, so I'm probably gonna have to end it here. But my friend Shifa is here. Hello, lovely. It is such a great city. Okay, let me just get in a place where I can see the screen and also my internet go. All right, guys, this is my first live stream from here in Tokyo. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really excited to finally be here and take quite a few walks down memory lane, just because I have had, you know, so many amazing things happen in this city, so many great people that I have met. So I will be sharing all of that with you and goes on. Want to say a big thank you to Jim Ross once again. Thank you so much for this live stream. It has been amazing. 3 or 4 more live streams would be fantastic, but you can slide a couple more. They're so good. Thank you so much, Jim, as always. I will probably have one, I don't know what day it will be, but probably the 13th or 14th as my next one, next double weekend, so stay tuned for that. Rahul, as always, thank you so much for the cute super sticker and super chat. You guys are so kind, and I really appreciate you all coming out, especially the ones that you come to every single one. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Let me give you one more view of the crossing here. Look how amazing it is. I think they were having some kind of I don't even know what. But yeah, I love this city. I love you guys. So thank you all so much for coming out, and I will see you in the next one. Keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye, guys.